Metro Ghetto.
Hi everybody, welcome to this week's Ghetto vlog. One of these Ghetto gang members, I'm not going to say who, one of them thought it was a good idea to come to a city centre on a Saturday in December. So, as you can imagine, it's very busy. We're kicking off straight from where we were on Wednesday at the Nottingham Game Fair. So yeah, we nipped into Derby. We're about to go Derby CX. I don't know if I'm welcome here after a recent video. I might get stopped at the door. But yeah, we're gonna go there and then the usual Derby spots, see what we can find, and yeah man, let's go. Oh, I've got that actually. It's not bad for 12 quid to be fair. I mean, it's a bit...
That's manky, that.
Bit... Have you not watched my videos, Connor? This is
that's too bad for your
premium.
That's awful.
That looks like Kevs Siemens bin next to it, to be fair.
There's kids behind you.
Hey, how are you, mate? You alright? That's not in bad condition.
That's alright.
So, what do you think? What do you think to Derby CEX?
Well, to put it nicely, it's a bit of a disorganised mess.
Disorganised mess. That's a glowing review for Derby CEX. The thing is, after I made that video, I was expecting some sort of feedback from saying it was the worst CX. The amount of people that messaged me to say you're bang on, or I've been to Derby CEX, it's become the Karen's Diner of CXs. You just come here to experience the hell for yourself. James will find something he wants, so.
I did find something I wanted, but it's ruined.
There is something.
Oh, it's the Derby way, mate. Kirk's looking for stickers.
Yeah,
Sticker makes it sicker.
I've already missed out on Sag Frontier 2 today on PS1 for that reason.
Kirk went to a game fair and bought nothing.
Yeah.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
I know. That's the way it goes sometimes.
It's the way game chasing goes. Nintendo cardboard. PS1's behind you, PS1 RPGs, I think. Do you?
Yeah, you didn't tell anyone about it though.
I bet he never.
It's private.
I bet he never shows his SNES collection on a video. Like he would never pan over his SNES collection during a video.
He's dead quiet about it.
Humble. Humble's the word, right?
Something like that. Some might say that.
Okay, so besides the crowds, the busyness, the lack of parking, and the world's worst CEX, the actual thing that's brought me to Derby as much as anything is a brand new store, Critical Hit. There's a few of these now. I've been to one in Matlock. I think this is the third one. It's a lot like the geek culture. It's not just games, but gotta go and take a look, right? So let's go see what we got. Look at this, moths to a flame, look. Collector's cabinet.
What's that?
Pen pop and as well.
That alchemy.
Fat man, anyone? Actually, I'd look at gameplay of that, and it is just a fat man fighting.
It's good.
Twisted Metal World Tour, that's a good one. I'm assuming that's what it is. Oh, this is from when Kratos was in Mortal Kombat on the PS3 version. Yeah. What a cover art though. Sub-Zero and Kratos. It's a little bit sun-faded, isn't it?
Yeah, I was trying to determine whether it was something.
Yeah, and then you've got Ghost of Sparta advert on the back as well.
Is it the PSP one?
Yeah, great game. I'd have bought that if that wasn't sun-faded, because that's like...
Yeah, I think you can really tell when
Yeah.
the combat is so yellow.
Definitely. It's a shame, because it's... Yeah, love that. I've got Yogi Bear.
That's Time Storm. So do you know anything about it?
No, is it a new release?
No, it's an old one. It's like, you know, Alundra.
Oh yeah.
It's the same artist.
Oh, okay.
Same sort of series. But it's not, it's like a spiritual.
Have you got Jade Cocoon? That seems like your sort of game.
I'm taking it home.
Yeah. Knew it. I just know with you, Dave. If it's an RPG, especially if it's PlayStation 1, it's going home with Dave.
Last time we were on a hunt together, I couldn't get it, so.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
shame.
there you go
We
then.
thought you went home with nothing that day.
I know, right? Yeah.
Super Mega Dave living up to his name.
That's Jay Cocoon. I've
Nice.
had this one for quite a while, actually.
Yeah.
So quite pleased to get this in.
I'm not surprised that
It's
ended
an,
up coming home with you.
Poplin Twin V.
What a game. Nice condition as well by the looks of
Yeah,
it.
it's really nice, yeah.
Great game. Nice additions, mate.
Yes, very lovely.
Done well. Right, I think that's it then, guys. And I am back. What a day that was. I didn't actually pick anything up in Derby. I went more for the hangs. It was great to see everybody. It was even worth the hour it took me to get out of the busy Saturday city centre car park madness. I won't be doing that again in a hurry. But yeah, just a great day all around. All my pickups were done at the Nottingham Retro Game Fair. So if you haven't seen Wednesday's video, go and check that out. But loads to be getting on with. I'm actually flying out again very shortly. But before I do that, I just want to show you guys a couple of bits that were picked up since last week's vlog. And we're going to start with a couple of additions that I got from the fair itself. I just forgot to show them on the Wednesday video. So I've got this really nice PlayStation 1 ASCII pad. This was something that was gifted to me by James when I went to do the room tour, and I sadly just put it down, left it there, and yeah, he bought that to the market because that's the next time I've seen him since. So shout out to him for that. This very much looks like a Player 2 pad, but always nice to see something of this era boxed and in really nice condition. And he also got me these. These are great. Now, I've been inundated with coasters currently, but I'm not going to lie. The standard of these ones, yeah, not good enough. All jokes aside, these are great. These are God of War. Look how cool these are. So these are like on a granite or a slate of some sort. Fantastic artwork. James said he saw these out and about and he had to grab them for me because he knows obviously how big a God of War fan I am, and yeah. I don't know how many coasters I need in this room, but I'm definitely going to be using these, that's for sure. And we have had a parcel arrive. I have actually already opened this one, and there is a note as well. I've folded over the first line of the note because, yeah, it gives away what's inside. But it basically says, "Hi Callum, here's a copy of X game as promised. I've added a few bits for you, RG Junior, to enjoy, along with a couple of games from the group which I have played. Feel free to keep them or pass them along. Thanks for everything you do. Keep it retro. Paul Lester in the Ghetto group, aka Paul Scarborough. PS, hope the PS2 game is up to the RG cardboard standards." So, right, so there's a couple of games in here which I didn't know about, which Paul had thrown in, which is very kind of him. So I'll either pass those along or see if I need them for the collection. And there's a whole load of goodies in here. Very, very kind of Paul to throw in all this stuff. I did say on last week's episode, right, don't give me any more stuff. Don't need any more chocolates in the house. But I ain't gonna lie, when I saw these, yeah, I was very happy. I love these things. So yeah, very kind of you to do that. There's even like some little Lego thing in here for RG Junior. Just a top man. all around. But this is what we were aware of. This is the deal that we'd agreed. So Paul found this in his local CEX. I believe it was Leicester CEX. And he put on the Ghetto Gang Discord, does anybody need this? And I said yes. So this is the Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening. This is a fantastic piece to find if you can find one of these in CEX, because as you can see, it's just £5. It's a standard price of the game itself, which is unusual these days because CEX are getting wiser and wiser to collector's editions and then putting the prices up, but this one is still at the basic price. I actually already own this, but my copy is not as in good condition. The side is quite yellowed. This one's in beautiful condition, so massive shout out to Paul for sending me this. I've already given away my existing copy of Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening, so I did that on the Ghetto Gang Discord. I did like a competition. I said who can guess my favourite Pokemon, and the winner of guessing my favourite Pokemon, which is Scyther, by the way, won the copy of Devil May Cry, so I'm going to be getting that sent out to them very shortly as well. But yeah, awesome edition. Very happy to have a very nice condition piece of cardboard. But like I said, guys, I've got to fly back out, so let's get back to the hunt.
Retro Ghetto.
Good morning, and what is a very grey, wet, miserable morning at that. However, me and Mrs. RG have decided to come out. We're going to do a little bit of Christmas shopping. We're going to the Cannock Outlet Village, but there is a Cannock CEX, which is where I'm headed now. I've checked the app. There is a game I've been looking for at this CEX. It's one of them though, it's like a collector's edition. I'll be very surprised if it's in good condition, because it's been in stock here for a while. It's not the sort of thing that would just sit on the shelves, so I don't know. I'm a little bit dubious, but let's go and find out. Okay, so they did have the collector's edition. I actually ended up grabbing a couple of other things. Obviously we'll discuss that when we get back and get out of this horrible weather, but like, let's go and do some boring Christmas shopping, shall we? This person's not very happy with me. And relax. Let's just slow it down a bit, shall we? It's been a chaotic few days with everything that's been going on, a load of real world stuff I've had to deal with, as well as, of course, editing the footage from the Nottingham Retro Fair. Yeah, could finally chill a bit. So, the trip that you've just seen, I'm not going to bore you with my pickups of chocolates, clothing and mugs. I'm sure nobody's interested. But before that, as you guys saw, I went to CX at Cannock. Now, I've never really had that much success in CX Cannock, but there was something showing on the CX app being in stock there, and it was something that I wanted but unfortunately when I got there it wasn't good enough condition. It was behind the counter, and that is Vikings. So the Vikings game that's available, I already own it, but there's like a steelbook version of it. I didn't know either that it was like bigger than your standard steelbook, which makes it a bit harder to sort of put in with the 360 area, but yeah, the sleeve cover itself wasn't quite in the condition I wanted it to be, and it is in stock in quite a few other stores, so I'll pick that up at some point. But there was a couple of other games on the shelves which caught my eye. The first one being Warriors Orochi on the Xbox 360. This is a game I already own the second one. No, I either own the third one or the second one. I own two of these now, you'll be seeing on screen now. But the one that I don't own is the expensive one. I think it's the third one that's the expensive one. Anyway, so this is the coming together of Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors. There's so many Warriors games, especially on the PlayStation 2 and then PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 area. There's loads of them. And I've been playing through Warriors Legends of Troy, of course, in recent times. We'll get to that in a minute, actually. But yeah, after having played that a bit, I do now have a little bit more interest in the franchise because I'm enjoying it so much. So it's kind of might be the gateway that I needed to go into the series in a little bit further depth. So yeah, nice to add that. Like I say, I will pick up the other one as and when I see it, and then that will complete the trilogy of Orochi Warriors games that are on the Xbox 360. But yeah, going back to Troy. Sadly, I think I explained on an episode a few weeks ago that my 360's died. So I sent it to my good friend Nicky. Shout out to Nicky over at the Ghetto Gang. He's fixing it for me, but unfortunately wasn't able to retrieve the data. I didn't have a hard drive in it. It's one of them 360s where you could save a small amount to it. And I don't have loads of games that I'm playing on the 360. I tend to play a lot of my 360 games on the Xbox One X where I can. So unfortunately, all that saved game data from that has been lost. So I'm going to have to start that game again, unfortunately. But Nicky's going to send me that back, but I think he's sending it me back modded. So we're currently going through a list of games which I can get added to it, and then I'm going to put it into the 360 kiosk. I've got big plans, quite a few modifications I'm going to do to the kiosk, which we'll get to in the next few weeks and months. But that's going to form part of it. I want to have all the games that I want on it without having the hassle of taking off that dome piece and like getting discs in and out. It's a right pain. So if I can have all the games that I'd want to play, all the shmups, racers, sports games, that kind of thing that I enjoy playing standing up on the system, that'll be perfect. So yeah, we'll get to that as and when it happens. But I did pick up another game from CEX, and again 360, but this one was a steelbook, and that is Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway. So yeah, in really nice condition, and for the measly sum of £2, I was not going to leave this one behind, complete with sleeve cover. I do actually already own this, but the one I own doesn't have the sleeve cover, so I'm going to be doing that as this week's giveaway. So if you want to win the steelbook version of this game, just simply put in the comment section below Brothers Ghetto. So Brothers Ghetto, we'll give that away on next week's vlog, and I am going to announce the winner of the Omerta sleeve cover giveaway at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway, always nice to get an upgraded edition with the sleeve cover. And that was it. That was pretty much all I got from that small hunt. But the postman has been. I don't think either of these are that very special game. I think I told you guys earlier in the vlog, I can't remember, a lot's happened. I've slept since then, barely. There's a very special retro game coming that I got for an absolute bargain, and that should be here any day, but I don't think it's one of these looking at the packages. But yeah, let's get into this one first, shall we? Oh no, packaging peanuts. If there's one thing I hate, it's packaging peanuts. What is that? Oh, okay, so I believe this has come from James. James reached out to me and he said he's made me something, but he said he forgot to put a note in, but he sent me a picture of the note, so you'll be seeing the note on the screen now. And he did say, that's why I know what this is, hopefully it's not broken in transit. So it feels like glass. Right, first things first, inside it is some more mint chocolate. Stop sending me chocolate! I appreciate it, but I don't need any more chocolate, guys. Wow. That is awesome, man. So this is a glass, but with my logo in it. I don't know how well this is going to show on camera, but that is perfect. Oh, I absolutely love that. That's my new favourite glass. The Super Nintendo one I'm currently using, it's been demoted. I've now got a nice retro Ghetto one. I'll try and show some footage over the top with a drink in it so you can actually see the logo a bit better. Shout out to James, that is brilliantly done. Absolutely love that. Thank you very much, my friend. yeah, I love things like that, man. That personal touch. It's much appreciated. And this one, I've got no idea. Okay. Right. There is a note. I'm not going to read out the note because it's got the guy's name on it. The reason I'm not going to say his name is because I don't know the legitimacy of this. I'm sure it's fine, but I don't want to, like, break his trust by telling this and putting his name to it. But basically, this guy works for a company which destroys product returns of a very well-known large company. So they get things sent to them, and the society that we live in, right, it all gets destroyed. Now, a lot of what he finds is like Nintendo Switch games. Very rarely, I think, is it games that have got cartridges in. Very rarely, because there's probably things under a certain value that get destroyed. And if you just find things with a cartridge in, he probably keeps them for his own collection, which fair play. I'd do the same. But what he does is he quite often finds sealed versions of the code in the box Switch games, and he'll get a load and he'll just put them all on the Ghetto Gang Discord and just say, look, does anybody want any of these? And then people can claim them and just send him the postage, and he sends them out. So it's very kind of him. Or equally, he'll just send people the code. There's a lot of like kids games and stuff, so he just forwards people the download codes, and then they can then put it on their children's Nintendo Switches. I've done that a couple of times with RG Junior, so it's very kind of him and it's much appreciated. But he had a few, and I said, you know what, send them to me and I'll send you the postage, because even though it's not the game itself, it's still for the collection. I'm going to leave the codes in here, so yeah, you know, it's kind of cheating, but it's still nice to have them on the shelf. And that is Carnival Games, Mortal Kombat Ultimate, and this was the one that I was most interested in, Assassin's Creed The Rebel Collection. I'm laughing because I've just seen this out the corner of my eye, and he referenced this on the note. This is actually a cartridge as well. I know what this is about. Equestrian training. So the Ghetto Gang take great delight in mocking me, I think, because I bought My Horse and Me Too. So it's become a revolving joke that I love horse games. I'm always getting tagged in people finding random horse games. Even though really they should be tagging Ross, Bawhawhaw. He's the horse game master. And let me tell you, actually, this is a great time for me to say, if you watched the vlog, I think the week before last, where I tried to play, is it Super Pixel? And I failed miserably, much to most people watching's delight at my rage quit. I shouted out at Ross and challenged him to do it, and Ross made a fantastic video of how he went through that. I'm not going to spoil how he got on, but I'm going to put a link in the description, and I implore all of you watching to go and check out not only that video, but Ross's channel. Genuinely one of my favourite channels on YouTube. If you like watching pickups of somebody that's going to show real obscure games, if you like something that makes fantastic videos, very humorous, and all in all just a great guy, you cannot go wrong with this guy's channel. So make sure you go and check out Bawhawhaw. There will be a link below. Yeah, like I say, one of my favourite channels. Go and get involved and show some love, because it's criminally underrated, like the amount of subs he's got. He should be way, should have way more subs, way more views. He deserves it, man. He's just out here making fantastic content, and feels like the best kept secret in UK retro gaming, and I feel like we need to stop it being a secret and everyone needs to be aware of it. So yeah, go and get involved. But back to this one, equestrian training. I don't know if I'm going to play this one, I'm not sure. But I appreciate you sending it anyway, man. But yeah, that's it. So I think, for the first time in a while, I've got a couple of hours to myself. I know, shock horror. And I think I'm going to jump back into Days Gone for a bit. And hopefully next time I check in, we're going to have that parcel that I've been waiting on. That real nice bit of retro that I think was an absolute bargain. But yeah, until then, in a bit.
Hey. Get off of me. Right, so for one of the remaining trophies that I still need, I have to kill a lot of like the bigger enemies on the game with my knife, which is like the worst, smallest like weapon on the game. So yeah, it's quite fun trying to kill a bear with what is like a pocket knife. It takes a lot of dodging and weaving. We made it, eventually. Why is it on every game where you can skin an animal, it has to do like a little sequence? Why can't you just do it quickly and get on with it? But yeah, in terms of the trophies, guys, let's see where we're at. So we're at 80%. The most recent one was unlocking 45 skills, which is pretty much every skill on the game. So we've managed to unlock that. 100 stealth kills, I think we got that last time. The reason there's not been much progress in terms of trophies themselves is I'm kind of at a point with the game now where I've got to pretty much just play through the game. A lot of the remaining trophies are, yeah, things that you're only going to unlock by advancing the story. I'm doing all the side missions as and when they become available. There is one where I have to kill people with every different type of arrow from the bow, the crossbow. But again, you have to progress the story to unlock it. So yeah, I'm just enjoying playing through the story and gradually getting to all the trophies as and when. Oh, snap.
I've had loads of requests in the comment section to do this, so here we go. Uncle Kratos, getting in the festive spirit. He looks delighted about it.
Retro Ghetto.
Good morning, and I am in Swaddling Coat on what is, I think, my third town of this vlog. It's actually the fourth place I've been, but that's Wednesday. We'll get to that later in the week. In the area, so I wanted to go into this massive charity shop. This is the charity shop where I've had real mixed success. Last time I was here was part of the 50 charity shop hunt challenge, and I found PS4 controllers. There was N64 cardboard in here, so let's go and take a look. Yeah, this... that might be my best ever charity shop score. Oh man. Right, let's get into Burton and then we'll go home and take a look at all this stuff. Right, here we are, town 4 or 5 of the week. I'm losing track. We've done a lot of game hunting on this week's vlog. But I'm at my locals. I'm not going to bore you guys with showing you around CX. I think you've already seen enough CX stores on this vlog. I'm going to quickly jump in, crack converters. If there's anything worth showing you at CX, I will, but I'm still buoyed by that charity shop find. So yeah, we're going to look round and then get back and I'll show you what I found. Just found this phone in the shop, but you don't trade it in, no? No vouchers. This cup of tea is well earned, let me tell you. I've literally just stepped foot back in the house from what has been a crazy day. Now, I always say on these videos, right, in the 4 years I've been doing this, always visit charity shops, always go in. Today was one of those days where I almost didn't. It's been a crazy week, as you guys know. I've been here, there and everywhere. On top of that, I've been out filming what is probably my best pickups of the year for Wednesday's video, but we'll discuss that at a later point. I can't even process that right now. But yeah, I almost didn't go into this charity shop, but I thought, you know what, I've had some success there in the past. I'm just gonna go, and I'm so glad that I did. But before we get into that, my locals. So, I actually went to pick up something for Kev, which you'll see on a future video. But I did find something very interesting, and something which just felt like fate. It was like perfect for me. And that is PES 2020 on the PS4, which is for some reason £10, which I thought was quite expensive. But the reason I bought it was, look at that. So it's the Arsenal edition. Now, whether you're an Arsenal fan or not, whether you would or wouldn't have picked this up, this is cool. These are uncommon. Now, I don't know exactly the ins and outs of this. Now, I know that there are various different football game variants, whether it be FIFA, Pro Evo, or what is like the in-between period, right? So this was eFootball PES 2020. I think it later went to just being eFootball. I'm not entirely sure. I lost track of football games a few years back. But to my knowledge, some of these club ones were only available either in the club shop, so you'd have to go into the Emirates Stadium, in Arsenal's case, go in and buy this in the actual club shop, or via their website. Now, I don't know, obviously I've only just walked in the door, I've not had any time to do any research, but I know that is the case with certain clubs and certain games. I had a look on eBay, could not find this at all. None for sale, none sold. I found a sold copy of a Celtic one. There was a Celtic one of these, it sold for about £40, but it was brand new and sealed. But very uncommon, seemingly, and like I say, fate. This is my club, so for me to walk in and find this, I had to pick it up, I had to buy it. Who knows when or if I'd ever see another one. And I don't know how many of these things are out there, but if you've got one of these or you've got any more information about this and you know how these were distributed, let me know, because I'd love to know. But yeah, could not leave that behind. So I was really happy with that for a CX find. And that's what CX hunting's all about now. As CX has changed and there's the with and without manual, and so many things are getting snapped up on e-commerce, and so many steelbooks, big box things have been put up in price, and you can differentiate between them and again buy it on e-commerce. It's getting less and less attractive to go and shop in person. So when you find things like this in there, it kind of keeps you motivated and you think, yeah, it is worth popping in. Always check the shelves, and yeah, delighted with that. But that's nothing compared to this. So, as I've just said, I almost didn't go into that charity shop, and I've got a bag full. So I'll quickly explain how this came about. So I went in, and it was just a sort of standard fare on the shelf. But luckily for me, the sort of back room was open, and the guy that works within the media that was putting stuff on the shelves was there. And I just said to him, have you got any more games in the back? And he said, yes, but there's no space. And I said, oh, there is a bit of space. There was like a bit of space. So he went, grabbed a handful of games, shoved them in the space, and I said to him, oh, have you got anything else? And he's like, yeah, but I only put them out when the space becomes available. And I was like, well, if you just show me what you've got, there might be some stuff that I'd be interested in, and I can just take it straight to the tills, and you don't have to worry about space. And he said, yeah, sound. Which was nice, because sometimes when you go to places, what you think is common sense doesn't always transcend to the other person. But in this case, he was like, yeah, sound, no problem. So anyway, so he started pulling out all these games, and I was like, this is great, because I don't know the battle values. I'll put it something on the screen at the end of this clip in terms of like the CX voucher value. I don't know, I've not had a chance to look. I picked up the stuff that was obviously worth picking up. And at this point, I had no idea of pricing, no idea whatsoever. So I just picked up the stuff that I thought, that's definitely worth picking up. But better than that, there was a lot of stuff that I want for my collection. And you can't beat that. You can't beat going to a charity shop and finding stuff for your own collection. But let's just get into it anyway. I've got this big bag here. So the first few, like I say, these fall into that category of obviously worth picking up. So we've got Grand Theft Auto 4. There's Black Ops and Black Ops 2. I was actually surprised by the value of Black Ops 2. This is one of them ones that I looked at recently, and yeah, there's quite a bit of value in this one. I can't remember exactly how much, but I remember seeing it and thinking, yeah, it's definitely worth keeping an eye out for Black Ops 2. And Guitar Hero Metallica. I don't know if this is worth picking up, but I'll get to how much I paid for all these in a bit. So that's like the basic stuff. And then, Nintendo Cardboard. I'm getting too excited. I always get excited over cardboard, right? But not excited enough to stub my toe. Anyway, Nintendo Cardboard. Every time I go to here, this charity shop, I seem to have a Nintendo Cardboard story, and today is no different. I don't know anything about these games. I just knew that they were worth picking up because Nintendo Cardboard. So the first one is Star Wars Flight of the Falcon on the Game Boy Advance. And the second one is Spider-Man 2 again on the Game Boy Advance. I don't collect Game Boy Advance. I got excited. I saw Nintendo cardboard. These will be giveaways. I'm going to do these as giveaways either on the Discord, or we'll give one of these away on next week's vlog as well. We've already done one giveaway this week, so I'll be giving away one of these on next week's vlog, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I love to pass on things like this to fellow collectors that watch the channel. So yeah, that's that. And then we get into the stuff that I'm excited about, because this is the stuff that's going to be getting added to my collection. And this is the stuff when he pulled it out, I was like, oh, okay, I was not expecting to see that. So the first one, I don't think I own. No, I can't see it. I own it on other systems, you see, that's why I wasn't sure. But The Evil Within on the PS4 always comes in this like nice big box with a lenticular cover on it. Often this is battered. When you see it at CX, it's often all destroyed. This is actually in really nice condition, for saying it was just lying around in the back room of a charity shop. And yeah, this is everything I collect in terms of PS4. I'm not a big PS4 guy, but what I do collect is the big box stuff, the unique bits. So yeah, this is perfect to add to my PS4 collection. So yeah, happy with that. That's the first thing that's going in the collection. And then, yeah, we have got, these are all kind of on theme. Halo 3, but it's the collector's edition. So this is the tin. As you can see, I've not had a look at any of this stuff. I don't even know if the discs are here. But everything's in good condition, right? Everything that I bought is in good condition. So in here, there's a multiplayer disc. What looks like an art book. You'll be seeing an overlay on screen now. There's like dual ways to open this. What's that? A limited edition disc. I don't know guys, but yeah, I don't own it. So Halo 3 in the big tin will be getting added. It's a good job we made all this Xbox 360 space on last week's vlog. Right, okay, next to Halo Wars. This is one I think I do own, but I know mine's not in very good condition. I'm sure of it. I'm sure it's one of the things that I see regularly and it annoys me. I think the outer case is damaged. This again, really nice condition. So again, it's the big box version. This has limited edition on it. I don't actually know if I do own this now, because this seems to be unfamiliar to me. Let me have a quick look. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe mine's just been put in wrong, look. It just looks odd. But as you can see, it's not in very good condition at all. Whereas this one's really nice. So yeah, that's a big upgrade. And final one. Another Xbox 360 Collector's Edition. This is a game that I've almost bought so many times. I see this as CX quite often and I think, is today the day I pick it up? And I never have, and I'm glad I haven't, because now I found it. So this is the OG Gears of War, the 360, but it's the limited edition, Collector's Edition, again in the big box, again with the sleeve, again in really nice condition. You just don't see things like this in charity shops. So for me to go in and get, what, like 1, 2, 3, 4 big box, like nice condition pieces, Nintendo cardboard, a few games that, yeah, probably trade in for a few quid or give them away on the Discord. Right, and now here's the kicker. So I've got this stuff, I've taken it to the woman at the till, and she said, oh, just £1 each. I even said, are you sure? She said, yeah, just £1 each. So £1 each. No, right, like I say, I've not had a chance to look at values or anything. I just knew that some of this stuff I didn't already own. It's going in the collection, and often I've had charity shop finds, and it's been great because I've spent X amount and I've been able to trade it in for this amount, and that's great. It just makes mathematical sense. But what's even better than like the value is the thrill of finding something you actually want. The thrill of finding something you can put into your collection and then have the memories of it. So every time now I go to my 360 area and I've got like these big box 360 games together, I'll be like, yeah, I found them in a charity shop for £1. I remember that day because And that's what I love about collecting, right? When you can go around your room and look at memories. And yeah, if anybody needs the lesson, always check charity shops, because as much as I'm an advocate for it, I need to remind myself, there's no doubt it's getting harder out there. No doubt whatsoever. And I've lost a little bit of enthusiasm. You guys might have noticed there's less charity shop footage on the vlogs than what there was when I first started these vlogs 2 years ago. Just simply because there's not as much finds. I do still go in them, but I'm not going to show you guys empty shelves. It's not very good footage. So it does kind of weigh on you a bit, but all it takes is one visit, one time to just nip in, go out your way 5 minutes just to call in, and yeah, it can sort of make your day. And it's been a mad day, let me tell you. Between this and the stuff you're going to see on Wednesday, absolutely elated. But all that aside, I don't think my other parcel's arrived. I need to check with Mrs. RG to see if it's arrived, because it wasn't by the door or anything when I got back. But yeah, there's a couple of things I want to get sorted out in here, and then hopefully next time you see me, we're going to be opening that parcel. Fingers crossed. Look what's finally arrived, but before we get into this, there is something I want to discuss from last week's video. So, I said how I'm going to be implementing changes for the Super Nintendo wall, and I showed you guys my shame. I showed you all those games that I've got hidden around the room, which I just cannot fit on the Super Nintendo wall, and I told you how I had a plan, and I was fully intending on implementing that plan on this week's vlog. But it's one of them things that the more I looked into it, once it came down to it and I started thinking about the practicality of it, it's not going to work. I do have another option, which I'm going to implement, but I want to briefly talk you guys through what that plan was. So, a lot of people have been telling me to make better use of the ceiling. And I've always been very apprehensive at doing so because whilst I get it, the room's full, the ceiling being clear and white just keeps the whole room feeling fresh, feeling open, feeling clean still, feeling organised, I guess. But I decided I was going to fill just this part, so up until where we get to the flat roof there. And my plan was to take box protectors, go so far up above the LED so I didn't encroach on the light, sorry, and basically stick them to the wall and have the Super Nintendo wall going from there all the way up and then all the way across. So all of this would be rows of Super Nintendo games. Looking at it, you probably get a similar amount of rows as to what's here. So you probably get four or five more rows. And how good would that look? Again, I'd keep it all colour coordinated, and I'd go all the way across. So we'd have the full Super Nintendo wall, which even talking about it now, I want to do it because I think it'd look great. And I don't think it would have too much of a detrimental impact on darkening the room, because as you walk in, you're still going to have all the top part of the room, all of this part of the room is still going to be white and fresh. But this is where it just didn't work practically, because I couldn't figure out a solution, because once you start putting them on the wall, even if you find the right adhesive or sticky strips or whatever it may be, there's loads of things on the market, it would be almost... I'm going to stand on the sofa so I can get up. My old man knees clicking. Once... Oh. Now this old man's stable. Once you start putting these on the wall, how would I be able to get the games out, right? And even if I took all the cartridges out, for example, you'd have the worry of storing the cartridges somewhere else, so that's going to take up more space, because there'd be a lot of cartridges to fill the whole wall. There's a lot of games can fit up there, right? Also, you're going to have to constantly move games around. I'm constantly adding to it. We've still got, what, 200 SNES games to add. So with any theme I do, whether it be colour coding or whatever, I'm going to have to be constantly moving games around as and when I add more to the collection. How would I move those games around? Because once you've got a game here, and then a game there, for example, how would you get that game out of this box protector, which is stuck to the wall? Because you can't go upwards, because there's a game there, and then there's another one there. I hope I'm explaining that well enough. But, yeah, it's just one of them things that I couldn't sort of wrap my head around. Like, how would I be able to move the games along? Because obviously you can't keep taking the box protectors off the wall, unless I put them on, like, Velcro strips or something. I mean, if anyone's got a solution, let me know in the comments. I'm all ears. I do have a big plan. There's going to be the biggest game room changes coming that have probably happened for a good couple of years. Since we did the daily vlogs, I'd say, and we implemented all this, I'm going to have the biggest changes since that. But I'm going to wait. We're going to do a room tour as always at the beginning of next year. And then I think we're going to go into it. There might be some more daily vlogs. I might do a week of daily vlogs because it's such a big project. But it's definitely going to give me a lot more space and a lot more room to place games. But, I mean, the more the merrier, right? In terms of finding places to put games. So if we could find a solution for this, then that'd be win-win. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you think that would be implemented and whether you think it would be a good idea or not. But let's finally get into this. Right, let's do it. Been speaking about this for a few days now. It's finally here. So, before we get into it, give you a bit of background information. This is Super Nintendo cardboard, unsurprisingly. A game which I believe is expensive. I've not looked too much into like sold listings or anything. But it's not a cheap game, and it's certainly not a common game. Now, I've got to give a shout out to a friend of mine over on the Discord. He messaged me and he said, have you seen this listing? And at this point, there was still a few hours to go. I think 4 or 5 hours left. So what I did was I set my alarm on my phone so I didn't miss it. So I had my alarm set, and I expected this to go up massively in terms of bidding. But it was one of them strange eBay listings, you know, when you have a little bit of hope, because I can't remember the exact day, but it was something like 3 o'clock end on a Tuesday. Do you know what I mean? Not like your standard 8 o'clock on a Sunday where you're guaranteed to get everybody like clamouring to see the end of something. So I remember thinking there was a bit of hope that this could go for a low price. I put my maximum bid in of, I think I bid about £130, something like that. And I won it for, again, this is all roughly, I think about 88. So it just shows you how much more I was willing to pay for this. It's not mint, which I think helped me, right? I'm not a mint collector, but I think I can definitely clean this up from what I've seen. So yeah, like I say, I was prepared to pay like 50 quid or so more than what I actually got this for. So I think this is an absolute bargain. It's not even that bad condition. Right, anyway, getting transfixed. That is Wolverine Adamantanium. I've been building this up for weeks and I've said it wrong. What is it? Adamantium. Adamantium. Adamantium Rage. Yeah, that one. So this one's a 1994 Bit Studios developed action platformer, and it plays out over like multi-floored levels. It's one of them games which has a time limit. I'm never a fan of time limits in games. And on the Super Nintendo version, you also have to kill a certain amount of enemies. It's like a minimum kill number you have to have before you can leave that particular level. The game itself sees Wolverine, who's mysteriously contacted by an unknown party claiming to have information about his elusive past. And it sees you travelling around various different locations, including Canada and Japan. And yeah, you're battling against the Destroyer program. There is a Mega Drive version of this, of which I already own. Sadly, my Mega Drive version doesn't have a manual. This one is complete. We'll get to all the what's in here in a second. But they're pretty much the same game, even though it's a different developer. I think even apart from some minor differences in the gameplay, it's pretty much the same story and the same gameplay loop. So yeah, not too much difference in them. But obviously for me personally, it's always about having the Nintendo cardboard version. And generally speaking, this is not thought of as being a great game. I remember playing it on the Mega Drive when I first got it. And it's one of them games which is, it's disappointing because, I mean, it's Marvel, it's Wolverine. You'd expect it to be more. It's one of them games that has so much potential, but it just never came to fruition. From what I remember, the controls aren't great. The layout of the buttons is odd, to say the least. It's like it tried to be too clever. There's a lot of different moves here, but it's one of them games where the directional inputs aren't just like moving around. It's like you have to press up and then a certain button to do a certain punch, and it just doesn't really work. But nonetheless, saying all that, I'm still absolutely delighted to have it because, I mean, look at it. Look at that. This is what it's all about, right? 90s Nintendo cardboard, X-Men on the front, fantastic artwork. Wolverine's my favourite character from the X-Men universe, as he is, I think, for a lot of people. But yeah, it's actually in better condition than I thought. I thought, given the price, I think it was one of them genuine sellers that really tried to highlight the negatives with this. But it's not too bad at all. But let's have a look. It is complete. Oh, the manual's in nice condition. Nothing wrong with the manual at all. So that's a bonus. Cartridge is in really nice condition. So yeah, it's just a little bit of dent in here, as you can see. But it's all there. Flaps are there. No issues. I think for £88, that's an absolute bargain. There's a little bit of sticker residue at the top there. Minor, that'll come off. No real damage, like I say. This is one of them games that run the iron over it quickly, put it in a box protector. I'm absolutely delighted with that. And this is what I've said a few times about Super Nintendo collecting. Like, I can't really have targets as such when you go for a full set. It's, especially when you come to like the heavier hitters, it's just about as and when. As and when they come available for the right price, the right time. And this was very much one of them right place, right time kind of games, and yeah, delighted to be adding this to my collection. And yeah, I think that's a great way to end what has been a very, very busy week, even by my own standards, right? We've been here, there and everywhere. We've added some fantastic games along the way. But there has been one stop that I haven't shown you guys, and that's because it's Wednesday's video. Probably my best pickups of the year. I'm very, very excited to share it with you. Maybe this big guy aside, yeah, the best things I've bought in a long time. I'm very excited about it. I don't allow myself to look at things or really enjoy them until I get to it. So once this vlog's wrapped up, I'm gonna really like take it in. But yeah, you guys will be seeing all that on Wednesday. So yeah, don't miss that. Make sure you're locked into the channel. There will be a link below if you want to get involved with the Ghetto Gang, the Discord, everything that we've got going on over there. And that's not where it ends, because I'm also filming very soon with Kev. Yes, you guys will be pleased to know Kev's back. I know that you guys enjoyed the first episode, but this time we're doing it bigger and better. It's going to be a Christmas special, so that'll be out over the next couple of weeks as well. So yeah, it's always a good time when I link up with Kev. And there will of course be a link below to get involved with his charity work and the giveaway of his Gameboy Display unit, and we will be drawing the winner of that on that video. So yeah, loads coming up on the channel, man, and not yet at that point where they're taking a look backwards at this year. We're still out here grinding. We've still got some fantastic videos to drop before the end of this year. So yeah, man, as always, thank you very much for watching. Play your games, keep it retro. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.
So Mrs. RG says I'm not festive enough. She's bought some stuff for us to all get involved and get in the Christmas spirit, so I thought I'd get involved. And for some reason, she's still not happy. I mean, you just can't win, can you? You just can't win.
Lock into the retro ghetto. Come and have a look around the ghetto. We got Sonic and Staples settle. Lock into the retro ghetto.
Yep, you've read that right. This week's post-credit gameplay is coming to you from equestrian training, and I feel like I already regret this. Why do I do this to myself? Right, so we can go to learning, a game mode designed to progressively gain the knowledge, experience to pass level 1 to 7. There's an exam. Well, there's mini games. Now you would think mini games, but let's take the exam first, shall we? Let's see if we're ready without no training. Let's see if I'm a horse expert. There's a lot of loading on this game for saying there's not a lot of action. A rub rag. Oh, it's already hilarious. A rub rag is used to clean the horse's nostrils. I know what I used it for back in the day. Let's say true. Yeah, we're going to go true. It was true. What's happening? I've already set... Oh, you have to move along to the tick. Right, okay. Time's ticking down. What's this part of the horse called? It can't be the forehand. The body? I don't know. When you stop, you should keep your legs closed on the horse. Oh, I'm going to say true. What is this part of the bride called? Throat latch. Wow. I'm going to go cheek strap. Curry comb? Oh, man, 20 questions. This is a photo of a horseball ball. It can't be horseball ball. I'm going to go pony soccer ball. No, I don't know. I don't know, whatever. We're going to go B. If in doubt, B. Polo is played with a mallet. You can touch the horse's rump with your right... You can touch the horse's rump with your right leg when you mount. I mean, these questions. What's this part of the head called? Nostrils, corners of the mouth, mandible or jaws? Surely that's nostrils. Finally, last question. What is this part of the body called? Tail? Horsehair? Oh, right, let's see how we did. Well done! I've unlocked a new level. It didn't even tell me how many I got, did it? 12. Right, I got 12 right. How did I get the first one wrong? I got the rub rag wrong. Rub rag is used to clean the horse's nostrils. Well, not in my experience, it's not. 15-year-old me had a very different use for the rub rag. Right, enough questions. I feel like I'm ready now for the mini games. Let's go. We're all clued up. God, the loading times. What are you loading? Mini game. Grooming? That should not be the name of a mini game. What is this game all about? I'm not learning how to do grooming. Let's do some show jumping. Let's go. Finally, a bit of horse action. Without the grooming. Okay, let's go. Got no idea what I'm doing, but we're going to go fast. Let's go fast. Look at these graphics. Jump, jump. I thought we did well. Now we're getting a bit of speed up. Yes! Perfect! Let's go. Faster, faster. Oh, that was it. Of course, another loading screen. I don't care. Right. Endurance time. The Mo Farah of horses. I say the Mo Farah. His name's not even Mo Farah, is it? He's the Mo Farah of Mo Farahs. That makes no sense. That's what this game's done to me. How do I speed up and stuff? What's happening? I don't know what's happening here. Oh. The horse has given up. Yeah, I think we've seen enough of this. Straight into it. Right, what are we doing? We can spin the camera. That is a dirty horse. Confirm grooming. Oh. Stroke. I mean, this whole game feels like innuendos. Have to pick something up. No, like objects of torture. Let's go for this sparky one. What does this do? This got to be for the main, right? Oh. Is that doing anything? Yeah. Doing anything? There we go, look. Oh, yeah. You have to tap it. Oh, that's it. Clean his dirty face. I'm cleaning you up, mate. Why the long face? Right. What's this? Hoofs. Wow. Look at me go. Spotless. Right, well, I think nobody needs to see any more of this on a Sunday morning, right? Often people say to me, what's the worst game you've ever played? And I can now confidently say, it's this. If somehow you've made it this far into the vlog, put in the bottom, God, it's getting worse. Put in the comments section below, Ghetto Rag. R-A-G, Ghetto Rag. This is normally the part where I thank you for watching, but if anything, I'm going to apologise for making you watch. I'll see you all on Wednesday in a bit. Just before I go, these are the last 2 Switch games I've played. I reckon I must be the only person in the history of Nintendo Switch that's the last 2 games played. Wow. Goodbye.